I would love to sit down and like look at somebody else's Netflix who is like into shows. I don't really know how other people's Netflix works. Oh my god, I just thought of something so cool. I'm gonna put this online and then I'm gonna get like 2 views and then one of those people is gonna steal it from me and become famous and make lots of money and save all the children in the world. So, you know what? I came up with it first. You saw it here. Patent pending. 2020 quarantine to get a job. Get a real job. Anyway. Hello! Welcome to my first video of 2020 and the 200th day of quarantine. I've come dressed in the classic quarantine chic. I am sporting
a maternity bra.
Usually would be no bra. You're welcome. I have no more excuses and I figure after a month of quarantine, I better get my ass on some filming for the first time in 2020. Quarantine's doing great things for me, really. I'm thriving here with the state of the world. This is a creator's dreamland. Oh my god. I've been spending this time working on other creative projects. I have a whole backlog of old projects and things that I need to edit. I've been actually working on a book and my goal is to have it done by the time my birthday comes around. So October 9th, 2020. I'd like to be on the final draft. Hello? Wow, my ADHD brain is going crazy. Maybe it's just because I've had nothing but Red Bull and Slim Jim for the last 3 days. Quarantine. Going forward, I want to do a video every week. I'm tentatively talking about uploading on Sundays, but I think that's just gonna have to be a schedule that's worked out, so I don't want to commit to a specific day of the week, but for right now, I'm shooting for Sundays. Backstory, I don't want to get burnt out, but I do want to get myself on a schedule. I need an excuse to edit all of the old film that I have. I have a ton of stuff on my SD card, so it's a good excuse for me to be able to upload that so I can start getting like a film reel going to show on a portfolio. And it's quarantine, so I've been filming random things with my roommate inside this house, and I realized I missed generations of YouTube trends. So I want to go back and try all these trends that I never got to try because I wasn't uploading videos because I was like busy doing other things. Blah blah blah. I, like you and many others around us, have been indulging a little bit in a little Netflix. You know, some people are ashamed of it. Some people are really stoked that they can... What did you just find? What is that? Either way, no matter how you look at it, we've all been doing it. I would argue to say that even before the whole quarantine madness thing happened and all the people started dying, Netflix was on its best game working up to this, and then during quarantine I feel like it just exploded, and now communally we all have like 5 things to talk about with each other.
Did you see this person did this, or
whatever shit is happening on Instagram. It's either we're talking about crazy shit in the news side of the internet, or we're talking about my favorite subject, the subject that I went to school for and got a bachelor's in communication. Ow, I poked myself. Netflix. And all things media and TV. I was raised by TV. This really is just a time for me to thrive. My school brain is still on high alert, active every single time I watch a show or a movie or something that just activates that little like happy endorphin part of my brain that's still thinking about like how things are moving and working together in a show or a movie, or like, oh, that shot's cool. Most of my friends think that it's cool when I talk about that stuff, but also I think that I can get annoying. So I need an outlet for that. I want to do reviews of popular things that are on Netflix or things that may be underground that maybe people haven't heard of. Just create this space where nerds like me can talk about nerdy things online in a way that just seems easy, really chill. Okay, it's no high expectations. We just down here, baby. What a better introduction to this type of content and the new phase of my channel than to take a tour of my Netflix homepage. So come along, let's deep down, Doug Dimmadome into my Netflix homepage. Why was that so hard for me to say? Doug Dimmadome. So right now I'm actually watching True Blood, which I believe is on Amazon Prime and Hulu, which is where I'm watching it right now. Maybe if this gets more than one view and it's myself watching it over and crying, if more than that happens, I'll do a tour of my Hulu homepage too. We're just gonna mute this. This Schitt's Creek has been on my homepage for like since November, and you know what, I'm not upset. This is a masterpiece, and I'm waiting for season number 6, the final season, to come out on Netflix, and I know that I can go find it other places. I just don't. I'm trying to savor it. I've got quite a few things on my list, but recently I have kind of thinned it out a little bit. I'm into stand-up sometimes. I've got my favorites. Whoever my recent hyperfixation is on, you know, that week. I need to rewatch Perks of Being a Wallflower, but apparently so does everybody else in America. A lot of this stuff is like stuff that doesn't really pique my fancy anymore, or some of the stuff that I like want to watch with other people, or I've actually already watched, like Twin Peaks, popular on Netflix. Always, you know, tried and true. You're gonna find something good here, pretty much guaranteed. I haven't watched Tiger King, unlike the rest of America. I'm so mad that it got so popular, and I just don't know about it. I've seen Community several times on several different platforms, and I'm still waiting for that movie. Recently, I've been into a lot of documentaries. A lot of conspiracy documentaries, and I know what you're thinking. No, that didn't just start with this whole COVID pandemic, but the pandemic did kind of turn me off of the documentary thing, because then the fantasy turned into our reality, and now it's just a little bit too hard to bear. So haven't been watching documentaries recently. A little bit of Drunk History on Hulu. Always a classic, always a great one to just like chill out and relax, or drink to, or smoke, whatever. And then some of these things like I started and then never continued. The Island I got almost a whole episode into and then got just so disappointed in all of everything Netflix stands for. We can talk about The Circle for a second, because I saw that shit popping up to everybody at work. I was like, have you seen this show? And like maybe 1 or 2 people were like, yes. And they were like, it's amazing. And I was all, I know, it's fantastic. Everybody needs to watch this. It's the social experiment of our generation, learning so many new things about technology and communication. It's what? And everybody's like, oh, okay. That shit popped off. That went wild. And then all of a sudden, everybody and their brothers had seen The Circle, and I was like, oh shit, goddamn, like, still working on the last season of Supernatural. I'm gonna get through it, don't worry. We all will get through it together. We just have to stick it out a little bit longer. We know that the CW will quit soon, and Sam and Dean can rest in peace, finally. Watch it again. This is a fun one. I just finished The Society. The Society. This was pretty good. This filled a hole in my heart after I was done with Legacies, which I needed that hole filled, because Legacies was filling the hole from Vampire Diaries that the originals never could quite stuff in. And even though this was a drift off, it's interesting enough that I'm really excited for the next season to come out. Umbrella Academy, of course, everybody's obsessed, and Gerard Way is our god. Never actually finished Mindhunter. Finished Riverdale. Took a deep dive the other day into the YouTube hole that is the Riverdale cast dissing the writers and calling them out for being completely ridiculous, which was a really great fun time. Good Girls season, what is this? Season 3 on Hulu right now, if you don't want to wait for the other episodes to come on Netflix. Russian Doll, great show. I'm so excited to not only watch this again, but for the second season to come out, if it's going to come out. I'm going to cross my fingers. Why couldn't I think of that word? Santa Clarita Diet, always a fun time, no matter what's happening. And now I can't think of Drew Barrymore can do nothing wrong. Pete Davidson, of course, watched it again. Will watch it several times. I fell asleep during Don't Fuck with Cats. And I don't know if I feel bad about that. Because you watched Lock and Key. I avoided it for a really long time, but you know what? In reality, it was really good. And I'm always a fan of like those young, whimsical, like fantasy, but let's put a little spin on it. Let's give it a little grit. I'm there for it. I could talk about that for a long time too. Doing these videos would also give me an excuse to go and rewatch some of my favorite shows, which is a really exciting prospect for me. I'm excited about Netflix adding the top 10 section onto everybody's homepage. I think it's really interesting to find out what the rest of the nation, whatever your average population of people are. I think it's super exciting to see where their head spaces are at. I'm sure you've noticed it's been a little bit of like a skeptic kind of vibe. People are just looking for an escape right now, to be honest. That's what Netflix is. Mind-bending TV shows. We don't really need to go into all of these categories that Netflix suggested, but let's take a look and see what Netflix thought I'd like. Witty TV shows about friendship. Okay. I still haven't watched Orange is the New Black. It's the same thing with Tiger King. Just got too big and I just got turned off by it. I'm sorry. If I need to watch it, let me know. If you'll punch me, you'll come and punch me in the face. If I don't watch it, then I will watch it, okay? Because you watch The Society, scary, suspenseful TV shows, seen some of these, binge-worthy, suspenseful, psychological TV dramas, comedies, new releases. I get like the notifications from Netflix right now. It lets me know when there's new things coming in the month and I can go and like add things to my list, and I really actually appreciate that feature. Binge-worthy TV horror. I wouldn't call The Order horror. It's really like kitschy teen fantasy, but okay. Netflix originals. Netflix originals are hit and miss for me, to be honest. Sometimes they're good. I can usually trust the Netflix label, I guess. We'll say that for Netflix. Teen TV based on books. I haven't read any of those. I haven't seen any of those. But I do read. I'm writing a book right now. I read my book after my birthday. Award-winning TV shows about friendship. I think Netflix is trying to teach me that I need more friends. Critically acclaimed sitcoms. I'm sure all of you have this. Hello, I'll let you on a second. Because you watched I Am Not Okay With This. Okay, that was a sign from the universe. I don't know what that was. I Am Not Okay With This was actually fantastic. I loved it. Imaginative fantasy TV, because you watched legacies, TV drama based on books, teen TV dramedies, award-winning films, seen a lot of those, action and adventure. This is all just the same stuff as for everybody else, I'm sure. Let me know. Psychological TV dramas, top picks for Gabe. LA originals. Okay, why? Forensic, oh my god, look, it's all like killer documentaries. What? Netflix is gonna report me to the FBI. Critically acclaimed binge-worthy TV shows. I don't know about that. Cringe binge. Offbeat. How long does this go for? Offbeat TV comedies, documentaries, vampire TV shows. I get a whole section all to myself. Netflix. Come on, you need to work up you need to get with it though. You need some True Blood on here. Hulu's got that on you. If it had True Blood, it would be complete, right? Because you watched Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Because you added Outer Banks to your list. I don't even know what Outer Banks is. Because you watched Next in Fashion. Competition reality. Irreverent TV dramedies. Shameless. Come on, it's Shameless. Watch in one weekend. You mean every show I ever start watching? Watch in one weekend? Like watch in one day? Watch in one afternoon? Anyway, that was the tour of my Netflix homepage. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it was a good time. My cat wants to get out of my room and is scratching at my carpet, so I have to go. I hope that this didn't suck, and if it did, then I'm just gonna post it anyway because F everything in the world right now, right? I don't know.